3, 2, hey! Anyway, it's time for the Rashid Report. We are 3 hours into NHL free agency, day one, free agent frenzy, and I am going to have a frenzy because of what the team on this jersey, this crest on my jersey, is doing to me right now. I don't know what the fuck is going on. There's good news and there's bad news. The bad news is, what the hell's going on? The good news is, we re-signed Patrick Kane. 1 year, $6.75 million against the cap. Patrick Kane will be a winger for the Detroit Red Wings once again. The fear was that he was going to leave. The fear was that he wanted more term, which he did. He did want more term, and I think Yzerman, of course, was not willing to budge because he's Steve Yzerman, and he doesn't like doing those things. I am pretty happy about that news. I think it's a matter of we know we can make the playoffs, and Patrick Kane will be great leadership, and he was great for his last year, for considering he didn't play the whole season. But so that's where we are with Patrick Kane. Lucas Raymond, Moritz Seider, and I believe Joe Veleno have been offered qualifying contracts. Oh, Jonathan Berggren as well. So that's good. I'm glad they're working with Berggren because I know he's been on trade rumors and everything for so long. So, we're getting there, but that's okay. Mo and Raymond are probably getting their mass extensions this offseason. Steve's not too worried about it, but he is expecting to sign them long term. So we'll be talking about that when the time comes. Joe Veleno, I'm shocked he's still here another year, but you know what? He put up numbers last year, so all things considered, I think having him around has been a good thing, and I think it will still be a good thing moving forward. Let's talk about free agency, because it's not over yet. It's only 3 hours in, but with what's been going on right now in the NHL, part of me is kind of happy we aren't doing the things that other GMs are doing, and part of me is kind of like, if you could get someone for that, why couldn't you do this? So, case in point, one of the biggest names going into free agency this year, Steven Stamkos, former captain of the Tampa Bay Lightning, two-time Stanley Cup champion, of course, is becoming a free agent. The potential offer that Julien Brisebois and the Tampa Bay Lightning handed to him, which was I believe 4 years at $3 million per, Stamkos said no because he wanted more money. Fine. The rumor was that he was going to end up becoming a Detroit Red Wing. Right? That's cool. I'd be happy with that. Stamkos is still a good player at the end of the day. He can still put up points. He can still put up goals. Great. He ends up signing to the Nashville Predators at what feels like the 11th hour. And I'm just like, fucking hell, are you kidding me? Like, him and Jonathan Marchessault have both signed to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Now, Steven Stamkos is getting 4 years at $8 million per. That takes him to the age of 38. And with his injury history, I think he's going to play through all of that. We'll see. Regardless, he's not a Detroit Red Wing, which I'm kind of bummed about. But at the same time, $8 million a year is a lot. And I don't entirely know what the Red Wings' plan is with the cap right now. We had space, but now we've used up a little bit of it here and there. And before I even get to the Red Wings, I want to talk about what else has been going on. Jacob Trouba is a thing. He was supposed to be a Red Wing, but then the trade didn't happen yet because he got scared because of all the media attention the trade's getting. So he hasn't waived his clause, and therefore he's still a Ranger and not a Red Wing. And that's up in the air at this point. So I'm not gonna scream that Jacob Trouba is a Red Wing just yet. So far, we've gone through a few signings here and there. Some insane ones, like like who the hell's signing players for like $7.75 million? Seattle's doing insane shit where they signed Chandler Stevenson and Brandon Montour to like insane amounts of money. Like, what the hell's going on over there in Seattle? Anyway, let's talk about Detroit. So far through free agency, the Detroit Red Wings have made 4 signings. Not notable names, but honestly, these all seem like depth. So first up, we've signed defenseman William Lagesson to a 1-year contract with an AAV of $775,000, league minimum. William Lagesson, who I believe is a noted Alan Walsh client. I might be wrong. Update, I'm not wrong. I am correct. He is, in fact, a noted Alan Walsh client. He played recently with the Toronto Maple Leafs. I believe he was drafted there. I don't sense anything from him other than defensive depth in Grand Rapids. God only knows what's going to happen this year with the defense. I don't think we're getting Shane Gostisbehere back. We traded Jake Wallman. Justin Hall's in purgatory. The chances are Simon Edvinsson and Albert Johansson are going to be coming up from the Grand Rapids Griffins. Lagesson is fine for what it is. I'm not going to slander the guy because I don't really know too much about the guy. I will say, at the end of the day, seems just like depth. Second contract signed today in the free agency was goaltender Cam Talbot. 2 years and an AAV of $2.5 million against the cap. Coming off his season with the LA Kings when they were having their whole goalie shuffle, Cam Talbot was putting up good numbers. He's been a career .93 save percentage kind of guy, and he had a .93 save percentage last year. He would be, if he were any younger, he'd still be a starter in this league, but he's not. He's getting old, of course, right? Cam Talbot's been in this league a long time. Yeah, I mean, it just... he more than likely plays backup, which will make things interesting because of the situation with Alex Lyon and Ville Husso. One of those two are probably gone. James Reimer is definitely gone, of course. So of those signings, the next signing is center Sheldon Dries. I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. Dries. I assume it's Dries. It looks like it's spelt Dries. He's 30 years old. He's from Macomb Township in Michigan. He's a Michigan guy. That's probably why he came. He is going to be making $775,000 against the cap. So again, another league minimum, $1.5 million total for 2 years. 52 points in 55 games with the Abbotsford Canucks this past season. So again, he's going to be a depth guy. And let's just take a look at something with cap friendly, shall we? So it's another Grand Rapids thing. It's a Grand Rapids situation, right? Put him in the depth. There are some Grand Rapids guys that are going to be coming up this year, so you're filling blanks, I guess, but nothing for the main roster as far as I'm aware for now. So the next signing to talk about is Eric Gustafsson, left side defenseman, who I believe was recently a Toronto Maple Leaf, if I'm not mistaken. Let's look at this, shall we? So 2 years, $4 million, $2 million per. No signing bonuses, nothing crazy. Woohoo, right? So he's 32 years old, shoots left, plays on the left side. This is, I feel like, an actual main roster pickup for the Detroit Red Wings. It won't have any huge impact, but I think it'll be fine, right? He's getting a slight increase on his pay from when he last played and when he last signed his contract in Chicago. He's been around, and his numbers, I mean, his numbers are fine, right? 31 points in 76 games with the New York Rangers last year, 25 assists, 38 points 2 years prior, 31 assists. He's not a puck-moving, he's a puck-moving guy, but he's not a goal-scoring guy. He's not hard aggressive. I don't know if this will do anything for the Red Wings. It's just a matter of okay, are we just filling things up before the kids come in? What's actually going on? Now, the signing that is truly baffling me the most right now is, as I mentioned earlier, and as I hinted to earlier about goaltending, we got Cam Talbot, and we have kind of a slew of goaltenders in the middle right now, because we have Alex Lyon, Ville Husso, Cam Talbot now, and eventually, probably in another year, but I think he will get a call-up and play maybe 1 or 2 games this season. Sebastian Cossa, our 2021 first-round picked 15th overall, but now there's a bit of a wrench, and that wrench was a wrench that just got bought out by the Edmonton Oilers, and now he's here. Why is he here? I don't like this. No! Jack Campbell is a Detroit Red Wing. He's from Port Huron. Why are we... Okay, I'm not judging. Do you see me judging? I'm not judging. Look me in the eye right now. I'm not judging. No, I'm not. No. So, here's where we are. Jack Campbell got bought out by the Edmonton Oilers. He's, I don't even want to think about this contract I'm looking at right now. And we don't even have to pay this contract because we're paying him league minimum as well, $775,000 AAV for 2 years, 1 year. How long do we have him? 2? Oh, we have a year. Okay. Good. Excellent. Got it. Cool. So What are we doing? What are we doing? Seriously, like, if I refresh Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, and I see something ridiculous, I'm going to lose my mind. Because we have enough money to do something ridiculous, but we got 2 goalies, one of which we signed to an actual contract, the other we signed to league min. We got a defenseman. We got 2, actually. And then we got a center re-signed. That's nice. I don't know what's going on anymore. I genuinely have no idea. Now, I know what you might be saying. Yusuf, number 1, who the hell are you? Number 2, at least you guys aren't overpaying like some teams have. Like, look at the Boston Bruins, what they paid for Elias Lindholm and Nikita Zadorov. They paid a lot of money for those 2 guys. I love free agency because it's just a time of year where, for the first like few hours, every GM loses their goddamn marbles and is like, we need to sign this guy, all the money in the world. And God forbid, because Vegas exists, I'm afraid of what they're going to do. Just traded off Logan Thompson to the Washington Capitals, who, by the way, for whatever reason, is building an actual team all of a sudden. Like, they got Jacob Chikrin for nothing from the Ottawa Senators. What the fuck are they doing over there in Washington? Are they actually trying to win? Like, they got Taylor Radish. Maybe that's not as important, but like, damn, calm down. Jesus. It's kind of insane just how free agency's been so far. I'm kind of afraid, and I think that's okay. But I still have faith in the Red Wings. I'm not angry. I'm just very confused. You know, like, we traded Jake Wallman for what potentially I thought was a bit of a cap dump so that we could make some space to sign a big name. And we got Patrick Kane. Like, if there's anything I'm really happy about, it's the fact that we managed to keep Patrick Kane for 1 more year, despite the fact that for a while now, since his contract was coming up, it was just, he wanted term, right? That was his big thing, is he wanted term. But no, we've got him for a year at $6.5 million. That's a good number for Patrick Kane. It's less than $8 million. He still puts up points. Where do we go from here? Because then, you know, you had other teams like, for example, Max Domi just signed with the Leafs. He got his extension. He's making $3.75 million a year, $15 million total over 4 years. Friggin' Sam Reinhart got the deal of a century, but that's a RFA situation as well, where he actually was a UFA, wasn't he? I can't remember, but yeah, he got his 8 years, $69 million, nice, at $8.625 million a year. You're getting Sam Reinhart for less than $9 million is really, really good. So kudos to the freaking Panthers for getting that done. And like, that's not even the craziest thing. Like, other insane contracts that have been going around, Tyler Toffoli's getting like $6 million. Jonathan Marchessault at 5.5. Not crazy. That's, if anything, I think that might actually be a steal, because he's still productive, right? Like, he's still good. So I think getting him for the Nashville Predators is a big steal. Brad Pesce's getting 5.5 with New Jersey. Friggin', there we go. Brandon Montour is making $7,142,857 against the cap per year for 7 freaking years with the Seattle Kraken. Where did they get this money? I want to know. Elias Lindholm is doing 7 years, $7.75 million against the cap. Elias Lindholm. I can understand why the Vancouver Canucks wanted him out, right? Like, am I alone on this? I hope not. You can kind of make sense of the situation. Nikita Zadorov, 6 years, $5 million a year. Apparently he was almost a Leaf. That's fine, I guess, right? Oliver Ekman-Larsson signed his contract. He's now a Toronto Maple Leaf. He's leaving the Florida Panthers, where he won a cup. Cool. They signed Chris Tanev. The Leafs got Chris Tanev at 4.5. I think that's a steal for Chris Tanev, but like, I think where I'm trying to get with this is that free agency is always a mixed bag, and you never know what you're going to get. And it's just like, where do you go with this? And more importantly for me, and of course for me being a Red Wings fan, I really don't know what the plan is right now. But there's a lot of goalies. There's a lot of defensemen. You've drafted forwards, but they're not all ready yet. And we just got to wait. Just gotta wait and see, and we go from there. But maybe make a trade. I'm excited genuinely to see, though, what happens after free agency's done when the dust all settles, because this is getting to be too much. This is just nuts. So until then, this has been the Rashid Report. I've been Yusuf Rashed, and well, I've been Yusuf Rashid actually. I'm both, but until then, I'll see you later. And hockey season's over, and I'm sad.